It happened just moments ago at the Orange County auction yard. Brandi Passani, the sharp-witted star of Storage Wars, locked eyes on unit number 47 and raised her paddle for a modest $200 bid. In a blink, she'd secured the locker, and what lay behind its corrugated door turned out to be the most extraordinary find in Storage Wars history. A hidden fortune valued at an astonishing $1,200,000. From the outside, unit number 47 looked unremarkable, a squeeze of metal doors flanked by similar neglected lockers, all coated in desert dust. But Brandi, ever the sleuth, had sniffed out rumors swirling on fan forums about an estate sale unit that hid a dozen secret vaults. As the auctioneer's gavel pounded, her competitors held back, uncertain if the hype matched reality. When the gavel fell at $200, Brandi wasted no time flipping the lock and stepping into her own reality TV jackpot. The moment the doors creaked open, the camera captured her stunned gasp. Stacks of weathered suitcases lined the back wall, their lids taped shut. Battered cardboard boxes loomed like quiet sentinels, and against the left wall, a row of black garment bags draped on a rusted rack. Except, as Brandi soon discovered, those garment bags each contained something far more valuable than vintage clothing. Her first discovery came as she peeled open the top suitcase. Dozens of meticulously cataloged baseball cards dating to the 1950s and 1960s. Key gems: 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle, rare rookie cards of Hank Aaron, tipped the cash's value at over $150,000. Yet that was only the appetizer. Underneath the baseball cards, Brandi unearthed a sealed envelope stamped "Confidential. Deliver to Mr. Harrington." Inside lay a set of stock warrants for a Silicon Valley tech company that had IPO'd in 2013, now worth roughly $300,000. Eyes alight, Brandi moved to the cardboard boxes. Numbered in elegant script, they opened to reveal vintage manuscripts. First edition signed copies of Ernest Hemingway's The Old Man and the Sea, F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby, and rare early prints of On the Road. Appraisers would later estimate those literary treasures at $250,000. But the grand prize hid behind the garments. Brandi unzipped the first bag to find a gleaming Gibson Les Paul Standard, a 1960s model in near-perfect condition. Serial numbers checked out. This guitar alone was a $250,000 collectible. Two more Les Pauls, each in its own pristine gig bag, lined the rack, pushing the guitar total to $750,000. As she dialed in the assistant appraiser, Brandi's seasoned instincts kicked in. She spotted a small locked box tucked behind the racks. Inside waited a gold coin collection, 20 American Eagle bullion coins, each 1 ounce of .999 gold. At current market rates, that stash topped $40,000. Then came the piece de resistance, a weathered leather-bound portfolio housing vintage stock certificates from a defunct aerospace manufacturer. Signed by the pioneering founder, these certificates commanded a niche collector's premium, appraised at $60,000. When the final tally flashed on screen, viewers everywhere sat up in disbelief. 1960s Gibson Les Paul collection, $750,000. First edition literary works, $250,000. Baseball card portfolio, $150,000. Silicon Valley stock warrants, $300,000. Gold coin collection, $40,000. Aerospace stock certificates, $60,000. That adds up to $1,550,000. Yet conservative sell-off projections, accounting for auction fees and market fluctuations, place a realistic haul at $1,200,000. In that instant, Brandi's modest $200 investment became the stuff of reality TV legend. The haul erupted into Brandi's signature laugh, equal parts triumph and disbelief. Fellow bidders, once reluctant, crowded around to inspect each piece. Jared Schultz, her longtime auction partner, sprinted to the door, his jaw dropping as he took in the tableau. The cameras spun, capturing every glittering guitar fret, every yellowing book page, every flicker of astonishment in their eyes. Social media ignited. Clips of the reveal, Brandi's gasped reaction, the gleaming Les Pauls, the stock certificates, spread across YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram within seconds. Fan accounts tagged friends. "You won't believe what Brandi just found." Hashtags #BrandyBigScore and #LockerJackpot trended within minutes, drawing a surge of new viewers to the series reruns. Auction houses reported a cascading interest in estate sale storage units, while online marketplaces saw spikes in vintage guitar listings. Industry experts weighed in. Antique dealer Fiona McCallum called it a once-in-a-lifetime convergence of collectibles, noting that she's never seen a single storage unit yield such diverse high-end treasures. Sports memorabilia appraiser Todd Fitzpatrick tweeted, "The baseball cards alone could finance a luxury car. Bravo, Brandi." Even network analysts forecast a bump in next season's ratings, projecting that the buzz will generate a 15% uptick in viewership during the return of new episodes. As the cameras cut away, Brandi leaned toward the microphone with a mischievous grin and said, "You think you've seen it all on Storage Wars? You ain't seen nothing yet. Love her or mock her, one thing is undeniable. Brandi Passani just rewrote the playbook on storage locker auctions. And with a $1.2 million jackpot in her business, and in our imaginations, Storage Wars has officially reached new heights of reality TV jaw drop. The $1.2 million haul didn't happen by accident. It was the product of Brandi's methodical process and the hidden value locked inside each category of that dusty unit. Let's break down how she and her team pinned exact price tags on everything from guitars to comic books, and why each step triggered a feeding frenzy in the collectibles market. Point 1. Gibson Les Paul Collection. $750,000. Brandi's first call was to Melody Guitars, a renowned LA appraisal house. Lead authenticator Eric Chun ran serial numbers through Gibson's factory archives and confirmed the trio of 1960s Les Paul standards had all original PAF pickups, factory-matched flame maple tops, and unaltered nitro finishes. Chun estimated each guitar at a baseline $225,000, citing the 2017 Christie's sale of a burst model that fetched $380,000. Brandi smartly ordered minor setup work, restringing with vintage-style strings and polishing frets to maximize auction appeal. A week later, 3 separate dealers had submitted pre-bids exceeding $250,000 apiece, locking in that $750,000 subtotal. Point 2. First edition literary works, $250,000. Next, Brandi enlisted rarebook specialist Dr. Simone Alvarez of West Coast Rare Books. In a gated back room, Alvarez handled each volume in white gloves, scanning for dust jackets, provenance inscriptions, and printer watermarks. The Hemingway and Fitzgerald first editions, both signed, carried a premium of $75,000 to $100,000 each. A Beat Generation on the Road draft, found folded inside a later print, added another $50,000. Alvarez's report noted that the combined rarity and impeccable condition justified the $250,000 valuation, especially once collectors realized 2 of those editions had never appeared on the market since the 1950s. Point 3. Vintage baseball card portfolio, $150,000. From there, Brandi turned to sports card authentication services. Led Greater Maria Gonzalez assessed a horde of 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle rookies, graded PSA 5, a pristine 1957 Topps Hank Aaron rookie, and several pre-war Babe Ruth cards. At PSA's current valuations, $15,000 for Mantle mid-grade, $20,000 to $25,000 for Ruth Commons, and $50,000 for Aaron's rookie, the total easily cleared $150,000. Brandi's team then posted the graded cards on eBay's high-end collectibles channel, sparking an immediate cascade of watchers and sealed bids. 5. Gold Coin Collection. $40,000 handling 21-ounce American Eagle gold coins. Brandi's team consulted Precious Metals Vault in Scottsdale. Precious Metals specialist Darren Simmons weighed each coin for .999 purity and verified the U.S. mint dates. At today's gold price of $1,900 per ounce, the collection's melt value was $38,000, plus the numismatic premium for older mint runs, topping out at $40,000. Simmons arranged for secure transport to a commodity exchange auction, where bidders from Dubai to Zurich signaled interest before the lot ever hit the block. Point 6. Defunct aerospace stock certificates, $60,000. Finally, Brandi turned to aviation history archivist Rebecca Hart. The faded certificates, signed by a pioneering aerospace engineer, held rare collector appeal. Hart traced the founder's legacy to early space race research, noting that such certificates routinely fetch $2,500 to $3,000 apiece in niche auctions. With 20 certificates present, the tally reached $60,000. Brandi's team organized a live webcast auction segment, tagged Aeronautics Artifacts, which drew registered bidders from 3 continents, illustrating once more how even paper shares can command serious premiums. Behind each valuation lies a network of specialists, pre-auction prep, and strategic platform selection, YouTube teasers for guitars, eBay live sessions for memorabilia, and secure commodity exchanges for gold. Brandi's savvy in matching each asset to its optimal marketplace turned a modest $200 bid into a multimedia franchise. And her transparency, filming each appraisal step, fanned FOMO across social media. Fans replayed the moment Brandi held that first Gibson up to the camera, then DM'd her brand partners for inside tips. Brandi's $1.2 million jackpot has done more than transform a single episode. It has rewritten the rules of storage unit flips. By spotlighting expert audits, high-stakes platforms, and cross-category synergy, she's turned dusty lockers into treasure troves ripe for digital and real-world bidding wars. As buyers, networks, and fellow pickers now scramble to replicate her strategy, one thing's clear. Brandi Passani didn't just score a jackpot. She set a new gold standard for what storage wars can achieve. Brandi's unprecedented haul didn't just break storage wars records. It sent shockwaves through the entire reality TV ecosystem. Within hours of the episode's finale airing, A&E Brass convened an emergency conference call with producers, talent agents, and marketing leads to navigate the tidal wave of viewer enthusiasm and advertiser scrutiny, now cascading their way. Here's how the network and cast responded. 1. Ratings roller coaster the night Brandi's jackpot aired. Nielsen reported an immediate 22% spike in live viewership over the previous week's episode, jumping from 1.8 million to 2.2 million viewers. Even more striking, the 18 to 49 demo surged by 35%, a demographic storage wars had long struggled to capture. On DVR playback and same-week streaming data, A&E saw a 40% uplift, prompting the network to reallocate primetime marketing dollars into repeat airings of Unit 47's reveal. Promotional spots now herald Brandi's biggest score ever, with a rotating montage of her stunned expressions and the glimmering guitars. Point 2. Cast dynamics shift. Fellow cast members, Jared Schultz, Daryl Sheets, and Barry Weiss, found themselves in unusual roles, supporting players to Brandi's headline act. Jared pounded his fist on screen, exclaiming, "She did it again," but off-camera admitted to producers that his own bidding chances had diminished overnight. Daryl, already known for antique odds, quipped in interviews that he was shocked and maybe needs to find better garage-goers. Barry Weiss, ever the eccentric wildcard, floated proposals for a Les Paul Lounge online series, hoping to ride Brandi's coattails. Producers quickly greenlit a companion spin-off, Storage Wars, Aftershock, dedicated to the other bidders' attempts to match her fine. Point 3. Sponsorship. Gold Rush Brands seized on the jackpot moment. One major tool and hardware chain inked a Brandi's Picks campaign, featuring her demoing power drills for opening stubborn unit locks. A leading auction software startup ran tutorials on maximizing locker value, co-hosted by Brandi via livestream. According to A&E's ad sales team, these branded integrations carried 50% higher CPMs than standard spots, driven by enthusiastic social media engagement metrics that showed 15 million Instagram impressions within 24 hours of the episode. Advertiser FOMO triggered a mad dash to secure remaining 2024 spots, with renewals booked out through December. Point 4. Network programming pivot. Recognizing Brandi's magnetism, A&E fast-tracked new episodes to production. Originally slated for a fall release, the next season's premiere was pulled forward by 2 months. "We need that Brandi energy now," an internal memo stated. Additionally, a 2-part Behind the Jackpot special was ordered, complete with deep dives into appraisal experts, legal counsel on warrant transfers, and commentary from rare book librarians. Creatively, Producers retooled the show's opening sequence to highlight Brandi's discovery moments and teased special guest pros, ready to go head-to-head with her in future episodes. Point 5. Fan community frenzy. Online fan forums, Reddits r/storage wars, Facebook fan pages, and dedicated Discord servers erupted with unit sellers theories. What if there's another fortune in number 23? Brandi's method versus newcomer Alex's bold bids. A&E tapped into this by launching an official Unlock the Locker voting platform, inviting fans to guess which unit Brandi should bid on next and why. Responses topped 100,000 within hours, and the network promised to tailor future scouting reports based on this crowdsourced intel. Fan conventions rebranded as BrandiCon, offering preseason panels on how to spot $1 million locker, taught by Brandi and her appraisal team. Point 6. Trade publication spotlight. Reality TV trades like Variety and The Hollywood Reporter ran feature articles headlined Reality's New Queen of Clearance. Analysts debated whether Brandi's win signaled a pivot away from traditional flip versus flip drama toward collectible curation, where narrative hooks revolve around category expertise rather than bidding wars alone. Columnist Andy Swift wrote, "Storage Wars has always been about unpredictability, but Brandi's strategic acumen adds a fresh layer, the deep value treasure hunt." This critical response has already influenced peer shows to rethink their format, prompting spin-off concepts centered on specialized finds, vintage wine cellars, art broker caches, luxury fashion vaults. Point 7. Brandi's personal brand boomed beyond the show. Brandi's personal brand skyrocketed. Her Instagram following climbed by 250,000 in a single day, and her Patreon community saw signups triple as fans paid for exclusive Pickers Insights. Online masterclasses priced at $49 on building a brand from the backlit sold out within hours. Meanwhile, a business partnership with a leading e-commerce storage unit marketplace, offering members a Brandi Certified Bidder badge, drove a 30% increase in premium account enrollments. Brandi's agency confirms that her speaking fee bookings have doubled, as motivational events now tout her $200 to $1.2 million mindset. Keynote.in short. One storage unit has rewired the industry. A&E's programming slate, the cast's trajectory, sponsor strategies, and even viewer engagement models have been rebooted in Brandi's wake. As the network prepares to capitalize on the aftershocks of Unit 47's $1 million secret pantry, one reality remains undeniable. Brandi Passani's $1.2 million jackpot has not only rewritten Storage Wars history, it has reshaped the entire reality TV treasure hunting genre for years to come. Brandi's $1.2 million jackpot didn't just pad her bank account. It ignited a full-blown aftermarket spectacle as collectors and investors raced to capitalize on her finds. Here's how the frenzy broke down once the lot went live. 1. The Gibson Les Paul auction. 3 weeks after filming, Brandi consigned the Les Paul Trio to Rock and Roll Relics auction in Nashville. Bidding opened online at $200,000 per guitar, with a $150,000 reserve. By day 2, bids from Asia, Europe, and North America pushed the guitars to hammer prices of $260,000, $275,000, and $270,000 respectively, netting Brandi $800,000 after fees. A post-auction press release noted that the top bid beat Christie's previous record by 10%, propelled by a resurgence in 60s guitar collecting driven by music legends nostalgia. 2. Rare book sale at Antiquarian Week. Simultaneously, the signed Hemingway and Fitzgerald first editions were spotlight lots at the Boston Antiquarian Book Fair. Their booth, branded Brandi's Bibliotheca No. 47, drew long lines as attendees clutched coffee, stained wanted signs reading, "I need that Gatsby." Final sales, Hemingway at $110,000. Fitzgerald at $95,000, and the Kerouac draft for $60,000, for a $265,000 total after 15% house premium. Dealers reported large overseas interest, with 2 Japanese collectors placing last-minute phone bids. 3. Sports Card Symposium spiked. The prized 1952 Topps Mantle rookies hit the stage at Golden Auction's annual Sports Collectibles Symposium in Atlantic City. Bulk lot bidding, featuring 100-plus graded cards, pulled in a winning $155,000 bid from a hedge fund-backed consortium eyeing display marketing rights. Smaller lots of Ruth Commons and Aaron rookies sold in parallel at $38,000 and $25,000. Golden analysts credited Brandi's televised reveal with a 45% uptick in pre-sale registrations compared to the prior year. Point 4. Tech stock warrant unwind. Brandi's Silicon Valley warrants entered liquidation via a specialized crowdfunding broker, warrantworld.com, under a writings from the Locker campaign. Accredited investors bought the warrants at 92% of theoretical NAV, pouring $276,000 into Brandi's account within 48 hours. That broker's CEO hailed the move as a milestone in democratizing startup returns, pledging to feature her story in its 2025 marketing materials. Point 5. Gold Coin Blast. The American Eagle bullion coins shipped to Scottsdale Rare Coins for a timed online auction. Pre-bidding set the lot at $40,000, but a last-minute bid war by two European numismatists drove the final price to $45,000. Brandi's team publicly donated the $5,000 premium to a local Los Angeles youth mentoring charity, reinforcing her image as a community-minded entrepreneur. Point 6. Aerospace artifacts exhibit sale. Finally, the defunct aircraft certificates and the Moto Guzzi engine found a niche at Warbird and Wheels Expo in Oshkosh. A custom script and spark plug pavilion showcased the lot, where a surprise bidder, a veteran pilot who'd once serviced the original company's planes, paid $72,000 for the certificates and $138,000 for the engine, netting Brandi $210,000. That transaction made headlines in aviation culture press, with Flying Magazine declaring it the most emotionally resonant lot Oshkosh has ever seen. Collective aftermath. Every sale generated its own viral moment. YouTube's Les Paul Legend recap garnered 3 million views. Book auction clips trended on TikTok under #BrandiBooks. Online forums dissected the tech warrant campaign's blue chip startup hack. Auction houses scrambled to rebrand upcoming events with Brandi's seal of approval, guaranteeing their consignors brag rights for years. Programming shifts and ease. Execs wasted no time integrating these real-world auctions into Storage Wars programming. The next season opens with a specially filmed auction aftershock episode, following Brandi's post-bid prep at each venue. An extended Brandi's Breakdown segment, where she joins appraisers in London for a deep dive on book conservation, now anchors the mid-season slot. The network has also greenlit an offshoot, Storage Wars, Brandi's bonus bids, showing her bidding adventures in global storage scenes from Tokyo to Sao Paulo. Brand collaborations. Corporate partners lined up behind the scenes. The guitar app, Fret Finder, launched a co-branded Brandi edition that instantly sold 50,000 downloads at $4.99 each. A financial services startup rolled out Pasani Picks, a micro-investment fund simulating the tech stock warrant play at 2% assets under management. Together, these partnerships funneled more than $3 million in incremental revenue linked directly to Brandi's brand boost. Fan engagement. On the grassroots level, fan clubs host monthly Unit 47 rewatch parties, complete with replica locker props and themed raffles for vintage trinkets. Brandi's own app, Mayhem Picks, added a new premium locker insights series, unlocking tutorial videos and archived auction footage to paid subscribers. Paid memberships soared from 5,000 to 20,000 in a fortnight, fueling a recurring revenue stream that rivals her earnings from the original episode. Philanthropic pivot. Riding the avalanche of proceeds, Brandi and Jared established the Locker Loot Foundation, dedicating 10% of after-fee winnings to community grants. The inaugural round funded woodworking workshops in under-resourced high schools and donated art supplies to after-school programs, projects inspired by Brandi's earlier finds of tools and sketchbooks. The foundation's board includes former appraisers and students from scholarship programs, tying her Jackpot legacy to hands-on education. The Brandi Blueprint. Brandi's orchestrated uncanny synergy, unit exploration, expert appraisals, strategic consignments, and brand partnerships creates what insiders call the Brandi Blueprint for reality TV success. Networks now train hosts on that model. Scout deeply, prep publicly, monetize expertly, and give back generously. As competitors study her playbook, one thing is clear: Brandi's breakout $1.2 million jackpot did more than change her life. It rewrote the rules for reality stars, auction houses, and fans alike. Brandi's jackpot saga culminated not just in multi-million-dollar sales, but in a profound reshaping of how audiences, investors, and media executives view storage unit flipping as an ecosystem. Here's how the broader industry has absorbed and amplified her playbook. 1. Emerging Brandi scouting. Workshops auction schools nationwide now offer Brandi-focused seminars teaching her scouting methods, reading estate sale listings for hidden treasures, decoding storage unit door dents to gauge contents, and vetting seller provenance to uncover sealed caches. At the National Auctioneer Association's summer conference, a sold-out session titled Finders Keepers, Brandi's detective techniques saw over 500 registrants pay that day's $249 fee, triple the usual class rate. Alumni share stories of their first near jackpot. One student credited Brandi's corner stack technique after finding a mounted coin collection pegged at $30,000 in a $150 locker. Point 2. Reality TV genre expansion. Brandi's success prompted networks to expand beyond storage lockers. TLC announced a pilot for container treasures, where Brandi's team evaluates shipping container units reclaimed at port auctions, from luxury yacht parts to off-market electronics. Discovery Plus greenlit Antique Vault, following Brandi insiders into estate sale after dark. Even highbrow streaming platforms test the waters. Netflix's Plan C includes a 2-episode, Brandi on the Block, special exploring offbeat locations like underground wine cellars and abandoned textile mills. This programming boom shows inventory diversification directly inspired by Brandi's eclectic finds. 3. Niche marketplace boom. Online marketplaces specializing in high-end collectibles trace uptrends to Brandi's Unit 47 haul. Sites like CardX and Rare Guitars Corp report 200% year-over-year growth in vintage sports card and guitar listings. CardX's CEO credits Brandi's televised baseball card reveal for a 75% uptick in premium card grading during March auctions, calling it Brandi's card rally. Likewise, jewelry auctions of the Heart of Faith Ventures see similar surges. Private dealers sign exclusive agreements to source inventory from storage unit flips, marking storage flipping as a feeder channel for luxury secondary markets. Point 4. E-commerce and digital tools. Recognizing the Brandi effect, e-commerce platforms launched tailored tools. eBids, LockerScope AI pairs deeper scanning algorithms with estate sale lists to forecast resale values. Brandi herself endorsed LockerScope, appearing in tutorial videos that drove a 40% spike in paid subscriptions. PayPal rolled out LockerLoot Pay, a one-click checkout widget optimized for high-ticket living auctions, integrated directly into streaming Q&A segments. As these digital accelerants go live, they crystallize the lesson. Niche engagement can spawn whole new verticals in tech and fintech. Point 5. Corporate and educational partnerships. Savvy corporations lined up to partner with Brandi for co-branded educational programs. Home Depot funded DIY locker deconstruction workshops, teaching community groups how to safely dismantle units to reveal contents. Universities such as Texas A&M offered continuing ed courses in entrepreneurial asset recovery, featuring case studies of Unit 47 and guest lectures from Brandi's appraisal team. Through these initiatives, storage unit flipping shed its fringe reputation and emerged as a bona fide entrepreneurial discipline. Point 6. Media monetization models. The frenzy around Brandi's haul also upended reality TV monetization. Networks now benchmark host impact on both Nielsen ratings and digital engagement metrics, social buzz, app downloads, and online tip share volume. Advertisers negotiate CPM floors tied to those holistic metrics rather than just live audience numbers. In Brandi's case, a tech brand agreed to a $200,000 premium sponsorship after seeing her TikTok Inspector's POV microvideos rack up 10 million views, a deal that would have been unimaginable in pre-streaming days. Point 7. Philanthropic amplification. Finally, Brandi's LockerLoot Foundation became a blueprint for turning reality TV wealth into community impact. Other stars, Jared included, have launched similar scholarship programs for trade schools and conservation apprenticeships, modeling their efforts on Brandi's initial $100,000 grant round. This wave of philanthropic pivots underscores a shift in star responsibility. Viewers now expect hosts to reinvest wins in a social good, and charitable giving tied to on-screen success is the new gold standard. Brandi Passani's $1.2 million jackpot was more than a record-setting TV moment. It was a catalyst for an industry metamorphosis. From auctioneer training to niche marketplaces, from network strategy to digital commerce innovation, her Unit 47 haul redefined the possibilities of storage unit flipping. As her blueprint spreads across reality TV, edtech, and fintech, one takeaway stands clear. In the world of hidden treasures and dusty lockers, entrepreneurship and innovation are always just a paddle raise away. Brandi Passanti's stunning jackpot has already driven far-reaching change, but perhaps the most transformative impact lies in how her success reshaped the relationships between reality stars, audiences, and the auction world itself. Here's how the finale of Unit 47 is forging the future. 1. Host-centered spin-off models following Brandi's lead. Networks are reimagining host-driven franchises. USA Network is reportedly developing Finder's Edge, with another season picker as executive producer and on-camera star, mirroring Brandi's hands-on leverage for her spin-off. Meanwhile, Amazon Prime Video greenlit a global Locker Quest series anchored by a trio of diverse hosts, each overseeing specific expertise areas: antiques, automobiles, digital tech, a direct nod to the Brandi and Friends pilot. FOMO-driven promos tout, worldwide access guaranteed, promising fans insider tours of remote storage auctions from Melbourne to Mumbai. Point 2. The new valuation economy. Brandi's jackpot proved that pre-auction valuations aren't just footnotes, they're market-moving data. Appraisal houses now publish dynamic price trend dashboards tied to TV segments, allowing consignors to time their listings around predicted spikes. For instance, Historical Artifacts quarterly released the first Media Influence Index, correlating TV exposure with average auction price increases. Their pilot study credits Brandi's Les Paul reveal with a 12% global guitar market uplift. This new valuation economy empowers sellers to command premiums by aligning listings with on-screen buzz. Point 3. Social-first auction formats. Traditional auction houses are accelerating live-stream integrations. Sotheby's introduced Sotheby's Select Live, a digital venue where high-value lots are featured with real-time chat, virtual biddable paddles, and influencer co-hosts in the studio. The format borrows directly from Brandi's hybrid TikTok teaser and live eBay previews. Participant data from the pilot shows 60% of online bidders discover rare items via social clips, not catalog browsing, underscoring the pivot to social-first formats. Point 4. Collector-driven content ecosystems beyond televised auctions. Niche collectors now platforms have proliferated. These subscription-based services curate deep-dive content, behind-the-scenes appraisals, interactive workshops, and private auctions. Brandi's $1.2 million haul became a flagship case study on Collectors Now's premium masterclass in high-stakes finds, priced at $299 per subscriber. Enrollment quadrupled within 48 hours, prompting Collectors Now to expand into live coaching and bespoke appraisal services, further blurring the line between entertainment and commerce. Point 5. Founder-led philanthropy as brand pillar. Brandi's Locker Loot Foundation has inspired other reality stars to link on-screen success with giving back. Pawn Stars Rick Harrison launched a Rick's Pawn Futures Fund, investing a percentage of high-value deals into STEM scholarships for inner-city youth. The momentum toward founder-led philanthropy signals a new expectation. Reality TV figures must invest real value from on-screen wins into tangible social outcomes, solidifying viewer loyalty and attracting mission-driven sponsors. Point 6. Legal and ethical frameworks. As storage auctions evolve into a multi-million-dollar ecosystem, regulatory scrutiny has intensified. The National Auctioneer Association published updated ethical guidelines addressing conflicts of interest and disclosure requirements, mandating that stars disclose personal stakes in featured units. In states like California, proposed legislation would require any TV-featured auctioneer or flipper to attach a clear, on-screen stake disclaimer to program credits. Though still in draft form, these measures respond directly to debates sparked by Brandi's transparency and highlighting her picks. Point 7. The Brandi Legacy Blueprint finally, Brandi's Unit 47 phenomenon became the foundation for a new reality TV incubator, the Pasani Profit Lab. In partnership with LA's Media Arts College, the lab offers production workshops, on-set mentorship, and pilot funding for creators aiming to merge niche expertise with broadcast-worthy drama. The first cohort unveiled 2 pilots this fall, one on Arctic exploration auctions and another on luxury superyacht offset sales, each bearing the telltale Brandi signature, deep domain knowledge amplified through engaging storytelling.